अस्सलामुअलैकुम। आई एम डाइटिशियन सना इकबाल और आज का हमारा टॉपिक है फूड बॉर्न वायरसेस और पर्टिकुलरली हेपेटाइटिस और सम अदर रिलेटेड वायरसेस। Just like bacteria, viruses are also leading cause of food-borne diseases. Virology is the scientific study of viruses, their structure, function, as well as their activity in host cells. It is quite complicated. There are about 10 families of viruses which are known to cause foodborne diseases. These diseases range from self-limiting diarrheal conditions to severe complications like liver diseases, such as in case of hepatitis, and even can lead to hospitalization. The burden caused by virus-associated foodborne diseases is because viruses causes gastroenteritis. Gastroenteritis is the inflammation of stomach and intestines. The gastroenteritis caused by viruses is also sometimes termed as gastric flu or stomach flu. Stomach flu and gastric flu is highly contagious. Another example of such diseases or foodborne diseases caused by viruses is winter vomiting disease, which is caused by norovirus. Due to this disease, this virus is also called as winter vomiting bug. The symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting. Usually, the symptoms go away in about 2 days. Now we'll talk about various foodborne viruses which can be transmitted via contaminated food sources or have the potential to be transmitted via foodborne sources. सबसे पहले वो वायरसेस जो सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम पे अटैक करते हैं उनमें एंटीरो वायरसेस, पोलियो वायरसेस और ट्रिक-बॉर्न वायरसेस है। जो पोलियो वायरस है बेसिकली इट्स अ सीरोटाइप ऑफ स्पीशी ऑफ एंटीरोवायरस सी. It contains RNA genome and protein capsid. It multiplies in the nervous system. The virus can destroy nerve cells, particularly those motor neurons which activate our muscles, skeletal muscles. Thus, these nerve cells cannot regenerate and the affected muscles lose their function due to a lack of nervous innervation or stimulation. This condition is known as acute flaccid paralysis. Among the viruses which attack or whose site of infection is respiratory tract comes two main categories of virus. Number one, HPA1 and number two, SARS. HPAI stands for highly pathogenic Asian avian influenza virus. H5N1 is one of its strain. SARS is actually severe acute respiratory syndrome responsible viruses. The viruses which attack the liver are hepatitis A viruses and hepatitis E viruses. वो वायरसेस जो इंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट को अटैक करते हैं उसमें सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट जो है वो नोरोवायरस है जिसे हम ऑलरेडी विंटर वॉमिटिंग बग के नाम से पढ़ चुके हैं और नेक्स्ट भी स्टडी करेंगे. Estrovirus was first discovered in 1975 when there came an outbreak of diarrhea in humans. It can also infect chicken, ducks, and turkey. HE virus was discovered in 1989 when due to the outbreak of acute gastroenteritis. By having contact with the stool, vomit, or used surfaces or blood transfusion from the infected person, one can be a susceptible host. When we talk about the characteristics, it is very interesting and important to understand that virus can grow and survive in the cooler or freezing temperatures. So while transporting goods, if the food is contaminated, it can withstand the freezing temperature. Viruses never grows on food or any other non-living surfaces. For multiplication or for their growth, they require living host. Once they get entry into human body or any other host cells, viruses take hold of host cell machinery and they start reproducing uh, new cells of their own. Viruses have the ability to contaminate both food and water. Viruses can also be transmitted from one person to another via contact, from contaminated food sources, from contaminated surfaces, or cross contamination. Best strategy or best prevention strategy is washing your hands because the detergent binds the protein and lipid covering of virus and takes it away from your body. Now we'll discuss the important food-borne illnesses caused by viruses. Among the many viruses which are responsible for causing food-borne diseases, were hepatitis A and norovirus related gastroenteritis are very important. Hepatitis A virus is also called hepatovirus as the site of infection is liver. Hepatitis means the inflammation of livers caused by hepatitis A virus. This virus can also be found in human intestinal and urinary tract and contaminated water. The signs and symptoms include mild fever, fatigue, headache, nausea, loss of appetite, stomach pain, वॉमिटिंग एंड जॉन्डिस जॉन्डिस को हम जो है नॉर्मली इसे पीलिया कहते हैं। हेपेटाइटिस ए वायरस का इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड 2 से 10 माह है। इससे मुराद ये है कि जब कंटामिनेटेड फूड या वाटर सोर्स के ज़रिए जब वायरस आपकी बॉडी में चला जाता है तो उसके बाद कितने अरसे में वो अपने साइन और सिम्टम्स शो करता है। दिस वायरस कैन कंटेमिनेट बोथ फूड एंड वाटर। Shellfish from the contaminated water sources is a major source for the spread of the virus. These are the symptoms we have already discussed. Raw and lightly cooked oysters or undercooked food sources which have been harvested from polluted water, raw vegetables which are irrigated and washed in polluted water. Among the preventive measures which can be taken to avoid the entry of this virus into your body is isolating the infected person. Isolation of infected employees or persons is the best one. Among the preventive measurements which can be taken to avoid the entry of this virus into your body, isolating the infected persons is very important. Besides that, maintaining proper hygienic practices, washing your hands, proper handling of food are other important elements. Now comes the norovirus, which is also called cruise ship virus. इसे क्रूज शिप वायरस इसलिए कहते हैं क्योंकि ये उन लोगों में ज़्यादा कॉमन है जो कंजेस्टेड एरिया में रहते हैं, जैसे कि जो फ्लैट्स में और जो है छोटे छोटे कस्बों में और जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो हुजूम है, ठीक है। जस्ट लाइक द हेपेटाइटिस ए वायरस, ये वायरस भी शेलफिश जो कि कंटामिनेटेड वाटर से आई है उसकी वजह से या रेडी टू ईट फूड सोर्सेज से या कोई भी और कंटामिनेटेड फूड सोर्सेज की वजह से हो सकता है। नोरोवायरस को हम विंटर वॉमिटिंग बग भी कहते हैं और इसकी वजह से विंटर वॉमिटिंग डिजीज़ होती है। इसमें बेसिकली जो है वो गैस्ट्रोएंटेराइटिस की कंडीशन होती है विच इज़ द इन्फ्लेमेशन ऑफ स्टमक एंड इंटेस्टाइन। स्वेयर डायरिया, वॉमिटिंग और नोजिया, एब्डोमिनल क्रैम्प इसके मोस्ट कॉमन सिम्टम्स हैं और इस केस में डिहाइड्रेशन को जो है वो ओवरकम करना मेन कंसर्न होता है। इसके प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स में भी आइसोलेशन जो है इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन की वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, हाइजीनिक कंडीशंस को मेंटेन करना, फूड को प्रॉपर्ली हैंडल करना। हाउ द food-borne diseases caused by viruses are different from those caused by bacteria. The number one and most important feature of virus is that they cannot multiply over any non-living surface. For multiplication, they require a living host, as we already have discussed. Rotavirus is another example of food-borne viruses. It also caused gastroenteritis. So the symptoms include vomiting, low-grade fever, and watery diarrhea. It can be transmitted from one person to another person from physical contact. So we conclude that most common food-borne diseases associated viruses are norovirus, hepatitis A virus, and rotavirus. And the main foods associated with viral food-borne illness include shellfish from the contaminated source, fruits or vegetables grown on land fertilized with animal waste or irrigation with contaminated water, and undercooked meats, particularly pork and pig. Here comes the conclusion.